Welcome to class 3. Today we are going to talk about self-worth. What is it? Self-worth is that we are born as human beings with worth and value. Regardless of our circumstances, regardless of what we do, we have value and worth baked into our DNA. For example, a child or a baby, when they're born, they have value. They don't need to do anything. They don't need to have any successes. They don't need to achieve anything. They don't need to try and pretend. They have value. A child arguably is the most valuable thing in the world. It has value. It's a human being. Somewhere along the line, as human beings, we learn or we decide that in order to have value, we need to do certain stuff. Maybe we say, I need to be useful, I need to be helpful, I need to be good, or whatever it is we tell ourselves to prove that we have some value. But as human beings born into the world, we have value regardless of any of that stuff. There is no score out there that defines whether we have value or not. Now, I know a lot of human beings like to keep score of whether they have value or not, but there is no external scorebook. We're not being judged. Nobody is telling us whether we're a good or a bad person. Our value is not determined by our deeds. Like, you point out to me someone who doesn't have any value. You might say, well, somebody in prison doesn't have any value. Is that true? They're still somebody's son or daughter. Who is it that doesn't have value? And sometimes that's what I like to do with my students. I like to say, okay, look, point me out someone who doesn't have value. Now, it's a radical concept. And as we go on this course, I'm going to teach you and show you the details. But ultimately, the primary idea is that human beings have value. We have worth. And this is what we call unconditional self-acceptance. It means I am going to accept myself regardless of my actions. If I fail at my career, I'm still going to accept myself. If my bank account is empty, I'm still going to accept myself. If things aren't going well in my relationships, I still have value. I still have worth. Now, for many human beings, when those things aren't going according to plan, when they're not useful or helpful or have capability, then they judge themselves as not enough, not good enough. And this is when they judge their worth. Now, what you're going to hear on the course is that, look, we can still judge our actions. We want to be able to improve. We want to be able to grow. We want to be able to understand ourselves, and that's okay. When we judge ourselves universally, you will see that it's just not true. Even in the Bible, it says Jesus judged the sin, or he hated the sin, but not the sinner. And this is echoed throughout history. Even the great philosophers Bertrand Russell talked about categorical errors. You've got two categories. You've got the category of doing, and you've got the category of being. And worth exists in the world of being. I did a stupid thing, but it doesn't mean I'm a stupid person. And that's what human beings do. We blend the two. We fuse the world of doing, and we judge ourselves universally. And those universal judgments are just not true. It's not true that you're 100% useless. It's not true that you're 100% unlovable. They're just philosophically and empirically not true. But just like the fake news, and just like the stories and the life scripts that we tell ourselves, we believe them 100%. We're hypnotized by them. So self-worth posits that as a human being, you have value and worth, and it's not dependent on any of that other stuff. Even when you're out of a job, even when you're single, even when your bank account's empty, even when nothing is working out for you, you still have value as a human being. So I'm sure you've got a lot of questions about it, and as we go through the course, it's going to come a lot clearer. But for the time being, just hold tight. If you've got any questions, just message me, and I will see you soon.